doing it.
We're going to give it a second. I'm going to see.
Okay. You think I'm afraid, bro? Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't think you're afraid. I think the internet might be afraid.
You think I'm afraid, bro?
No, man, no, you ain't afraid. No need to get angry here.
You think I'm afraid?
I don't think you're scared at all.
All right, man.
We're going to go to YouTube.
I'm in. Oh, shoot. Let me turn that on. Let me do my lights real quick.
Oh, yeah. Get the lights. Set the lights down low. Oh, yeah. We're good. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. All right, we're live.
Are we live?
You are live, and we got to roll into we got to do the intro. We got to do the intro.
Run the intro, dude. Give the kids what they want.
Let's do it.
The strange, the bizarre, the funny, and the sad. In a world of algorithmic nightmares, these are the stories you find when you scroll too long. All the facts, all the absurdity, none of the fluff. This is Doomscrollin with your hosts, Sam Tripoli and Midnight Mike.
Yes. Real quick, can I it's early on in the year. I would like to nominate Midnight Mike for making opening of the year in the podcast world. Are there any podcast awards that are legit?
I don't know.
We can give Midnight Mike his due, his Lifetime Achievement Award?
I think you got to buy awards. You know, you buy a table at an awards banquet ceremony.
Yeah. I think early on in podcasting, there was this one podcast awards in Vegas, and they just literally nominated everybody so that they would all show up. Respect.
It was like the Webbies or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they also do that with the adult films as well. They just
probably
everyone gets nominated, so they all show up.
Yeah,
a lot of people with the piss in the comments already. The piss army is strong, dude.
Piss.
It's so strong, so strong, so strong. Okay, man. If you're in the Fort Wayne, Indiana area or the Louisville, Kentucky, I'm going to be there this weekend, and then at the end of the month, Daddy is in Detroit, Michigan. So come get weird. Tickets at samtripoli.com. Should we do it or should we do it?
We will do it. Something happened to our wheel format. I don't know. Like something happened here. There we go. There we go.
Are we dangerous? Are we dangerous?
We're getting extremely dangerous right now. We got the wheel on the screen.
A lot of videos in the wheel.
Here we go. Oh yes. Tons.
A lot of videos in the wheel. A lot of videos.
And there's no better way to start the show than let's do a little Wheel of Doom. Here we go.
Let's Wheel of Doom.
Wheel of
You've messed with the wrong retard. I'm out here fighting the great retard war. Keep saying I can't say retard and see what happens, retard. Hey, retard, stop buying into propaganda. Have you learned nothing?
You can't say that word. Oh, yeah? If words weren't meant to be said, then why were they created? Checkmate, retard.
Aggressive hot. One of the aggressive hots out there. Very aggressive hot. Out the gate. Just you thought we were gonna ease in. Kick in the door. Plays in the fall.
Is she big? I don't know. Is she a big creator? I have no idea.
I think she is. I've seen her in a couple videos. Anytime you're cute to hot, you got a shot.
It is true.
Aggressively hot. Aggressively hot. She's one of the aggressive hots. The aggressive hots.
She's doing she's speaking very I would say direct. She's very direct with what she believes.
Yeah. What? You trying to finish me off quick, lady? Keep calling me the R word.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Let's do.
Researchers show how our brains create detailed maps of every space that we enter. Neuroscientists discovered that architecture literally rewires your neural pathways, and these two books explain exactly how. Brain Landscape by John Berhard reveals that specific ceiling heights trigger different types of thinking. Higher ceilings activate creative neural networks, while lower ceilings enhance focused, detailed processing. Now, in the second book, Mind and Architecture, researchers show how our brains create detailed maps of every space that we enter. And these aren't just visual maps. They're emotional blueprints that affect everything from stress levels to decision making. These books aren't just theory. They're changing how we design everything from hospitals to homes. Understanding the neuroscience of architecture helps us designers create spaces that actually support our biology rather than against it. If you're fascinated by how spaces can affect your consciousness and your brain and your biology, share this video with a fellow creative who enjoys conscious design just as much as you and I do.
Well, you're right, but for the wrong reason.
I feel like the wheel keeps you on your heels constantly. Yeah. Just when you think we're going with one energy, we go with another energy. We go 180 out the gate. That's how we're doing it here. You know, those two people, if you put them in the same room, how quickly till they get at each other. What do you think of that video? I think it's interesting. I think the mind is way more complex than we want to believe.
So that's, so she's telling us about this, but I suspect that people in the know have already known this for a long time, and that's why our architecture modern day sucks. It's not
a great point. That is a great point, dude.
What happened? Yeah, we've talked about this a few times. I'm sure a lot of people have. Modern day architecture, notwithstanding a few, select buildings in certain cities, it's relatively uninspiring. It's pretty drab, pretty limiting to the mind. So
yeah, I agree, bro. And I think it's done on purpose. Everything's kind of there to, agitate us, upset us, raise our anxieties, and just be dull our senses as well. And that's, people can say whatever they want about the Tesla. My daughters love the Cybertruck. They love pointing out the Cybertruck. I think it's ugly. I don't like it. It's built like Elon Musk's chest.
Yes.
And right. And I'm sorry. I think you're totally right about that. And this is psychological warfare.
Very well could be. But we can't, it's one war we just have to continue to wage on our own. But let's Wheel of Doom it.
I agree.
The experiences that I had off camera dealing with what some people would call demonic activity, I just call it nowadays non-human negative energy forms. I've discovered in my mind that that's very, very real. And it's very frightening based on just things that followed me, things that happened. But I do think a good amount of the paranormal activity is human energy. Like, it's not something that people need to be necessarily very afraid of when it comes to ghost hunting programs and, paranormal YouTube channels and TV shows. They're always made to be a little bit scary, but 90% of the houses that we investigate or places that we visit, they're not necessarily this terrifying energy. It's just energy. It's sometimes it's really good vibes. Like, we've had investigations where we started crying, and we've had investigations where the ghost was spelling out jokes to us. We just did an investigation 2 weeks ago where we actually played Pictionary with the spirit. It was fucking insane. We used a pencil and did this whole thing to see if it would draw something out, and it ended up drawing something, and we guessed it. In the moment that we guessed the right answer out loud, all of our devices lit up. It was crazy.
Welcome to Tinfoil Hat.
I have to throw one of my videos in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just want to give a quick shout out to Xavier Guerrero and his crew for starting to put some of the best clips together I've ever seen. I think we have one more clip in there.
Nice.
That possibly could be for my show. We don't know if the wheel shows us love, if it shows my show love and allows us to see it. We'll see it. But yeah, man, I've been saying that for a while. Most of your hauntings seem to be from the energy transfer of your soul being reabsorbed into the universe, taken to God, whatever you believe, Jesus saves, whatever you believe. Okay, that transfer seems to get knocked off its rails, and they seem to be stuck from neither here nor there. They're in neither world. They're in between the worlds. So, what are your thoughts?
Hey, for one, when I was listening to that clip right there, it reminded me of this a little bit.
Billy starts acting very strange and has this sudden impulse to drink more whiskey.
Yeah.
I want another shot of this whiskey right now.
Reminds me of that guy who's ghost hunting a place and he was sober, and the ghost kept urging him to drink that whiskey.
That is a weird impulse, man.
Yeah.
They want me to drink another whiskey, dude.
Reminded me of that. I think, a lot of times when we encounter the unknown, we're instantly fearful of the unknown. So we put our own fears into the situation when we're not familiar with it. And that's just probably built into us as instinct, as a survival mechanism. But there are some baddies out there. There are some bad spirits. My brother-in-law, who's of Catholic Mexican descent, he traveled to visit some family in Indiana. And he woke up one day with just scratch marks all over his back. Now, he's a married man, and he was visiting his family with his wife and his kids and everything. And when he woke up with the scratch marks on his back, obviously, you think sometimes, like, what the hell's going on around here? This guy go off and have some fun on his own?
Yeah,
No.
is he really bringing the hammer?
Nah, there was no cat in the house. There was no animals in the house. And he said he didn't feel anything when it was happening, but he felt the marks upon waking up, as if someone was clawing at his back. And I got pictures of it. I talked about it on my show at the time in 2018. And a lot of other people have had very similar experiences. I would consider that a malicious, bad spirit that is seeking to claw at you. I think even Tucker Carlson has claimed a very similar experience recently. And he's pretty much, a nerd, a dweeb, if you will. And he admits to having some sort of demonic, he calls it demonic interaction. And I guess once it starts clawing at your body, then you can say that's evil. The word demonic maybe gets a bad connotation sometimes, but definitely evil spirits.
I'm with you on that, dude. Probably the evil spirits trying to get you in trouble with your girlfriend.
Probably.
Trying to make you look like you got a little action on the side, and you're like, "No, I love you. I love you. You're the only one that matters to me." She's like, "Then why do you have scratches? Like you're bringing it." And the ghost is like laughing.
Sprinkle some glitter on you too.
Oh yeah, dude, the worst, dude, the worst. Yeah, dude. I mean, it's crazy. The world's way more complex than we want to believe.
Yep, and that's why we doom.
That's why we do.
Fact or fiction? Goodfellas and My Blue Heaven are about the same person. That's a fact. Both movies tell the story of mobster turned informant Henry Hill. Goodfellas is the gritty version based on the book Wise Guy written by Nicholas Pileggi, while My Blue Heaven is a comedy written by Pileggi's wife, Nora Ephron. Both were filmed around the same time, and they were released within 1 month of each other in 1990.
Wow. That's
Dude,
a fun fact.
Crazy story.
That's a fun fact. I would never have put either one of those movies like seeming like they belong from the same origin. How about that? Interesting.
No, I agree, dude. And it's like, I wonder if he's cool, his wife writing that. It's like, I want to write something. I'm going to write something like you. And you're like, I mean, could you chill? No, I want to write it. And then they wrote it together. And it came out. And nobody knew that until that guy just told us. Because this show's all about fun facts. We're all about fun facts.
I think the guy, Henry Hill, who is basically that's based upon, he was not that nice of a guy, I believe. And I believe he did wind up divorcing his wife. He appeared many times in the Howard Stern show, incredibly drunk and telling gangster stories, which were mildly interesting. But
the early days of Stern was the best.
Yeah.
The best. And he's still one of the best interviewers you'll ever hear. Ever. He's incredibly smooth.
Yeah.
That's why he is where he is,
Just riding out on his legacy and history. Why?
He's
Why
cashing
not?
checks,
Yeah,
dude.
why not? All right, fine. We'll doom scroll again.
Fine. You guys want it?
This looks to be like it's throwing a wrench in the gears in the official story of how Earth came to be and what the timeline of events was. They say if the news is fake, imagine how bad history is. Well, these guys are finding seashells and all kinds of stuff, which people find seashells all the time that are old. Except they're at the top of a mountain. And that means this mountain was under an ocean at one point. But how long ago? According to official sources, about 3 billion years ago. Do these look like 3 billion year old shells? No. Let me know.
Bro, that is crazy. What's your thoughts, dude? What's your thoughts?
I think that a lot of our scientists, they just give their best guess and then they just go with it forever until someone absolutely proves them wrong, and then they go into denial for about 2 generations, and then they wind up changing their mind.
I mean, that's incredible, dude. That's incredible, dude. That is incredible, man. Shells at the top of a mountain. That's nuts.
What are logical explanations for this? I'm not familiar with the mainstream explanation for shells at the top of a mountain. Obviously, they say, well, tectonic plates, and then you have volcanoes, and then you have earthquakes, and then, a tornado picked up the shell and put it on top of the mountain. And then that's how they would probably do it. I'm assuming that's what they would say.
I mean, we're trying to put logical answers to, supernatural questions.
I could ask ChatGPT, but I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. We prefer the mystery of the wheel.
Yeah. In fact, here we go. Another mystery.
It's a late night mind of Tony, it just kind of goes in and out. This is what happens. Well, that probably happens at like noon on a Wednesday too. So it is what it is.
That was a quick hit. I didn't know it was that quick.
Wow. Okay.
Anything that Tony Merkel does, I'm a big fan of. That was the shortest clip I've ever seen. Is that record for shortest clip on the show?
I think it, and the most clip. We don't know what Tony was exactly talking about. We heard his mind will just go from thing to thing in the middle of the night, but we don't know exactly what he was talking about.
What is he talking about, and where is he going, and what is he getting into?
I don't know. I don't know if I don't think I grabbed that clip. It could have been submitted.
I did grab that clip. I grabbed that clip because I'm like, oh, he's gonna be eventually talking about Dogman or Bigfoot or something like that. I didn't expect it to be that short.
Yeah.
Well, that's wrong.
Okay, I'll take. It's not an L because we love Tony.
Yeah.
I just didn't know it was that short, and it set the record for shortest clip on Doomscrollin. Congratulations.
Actually, I don't blame you. I blame Tony for putting it out.
Yeah, Tony, why are you putting out short clips like that?
Why are you putting out ambiguous clips like that leave a lot of mystery and make us wonder what you're talking about? Maybe it's an ingenious marketing strategy to where we have to now go to his TikTok and his podcast to listen to see what he's talking about.
Yeah, I like that. I like find out what Tony's getting weird about in his dreams.
Yeah, I want to know.
I want to know too, dude. I demand to know. Let's hear. Let's roll it. Boom. Oh.
Oh my God.
Oh, dude, I like, dude. Oh. Oh.
On n'a pas les chapeaux, mais on ferme les yeux comme ça fera encore plus mal.
Look, dude, they got hit so hard they're speaking French.
Well,
oh. So this is what I've talked about.
This is what they're doing with our money in Ukraine.
Are you happy about this, Joe Biden? Now they can't even get the water down. There we go. Now we can go back to getting our asses kicked. Yeah. Wow. I mean, dude, we are important stupid. We are importing stupid to the rest of the world. But this is how it goes, right? Men, if we want to go viral, we have to do stupid things or super dangerous things.
Mhm.
If women want to go viral, they have to do super kinky things.
Mhm.
They have to get really weird. And that's just the rules of the game. Or they have to be like aggressively hot, like we had in the first one.
The scene we just saw for people just listening on the podcast was two gentlemen, probably somewhere in Eastern Europe, wearing masks, and they were throwing a water bottle tied to a rope around as they sat down, trying to knock each other in the noggin. It reminded me a lot of Jackass, of what you'd see in the early 2000s from Jackass, where they on purpose tried to hurt each other in some weird, outlandish way. So it's not that different. It's just these guys aren't getting paid a lot of money to do it. Not that we know of.
I mean, you're just going viral, and then like kind of like Steve-O, where you just go around on tour and you just staple your balls to your leg.
Mm-hmm. Once you see it once or twice, it loses its novelty.
And then you just got to keep getting weirder and weirder till
Yeah.
you're like putting a hook in your cheeks and jumping in with a shark.
Yeah. It only pays off when you get that $1 million like Steve-O did.
Yeah,
But for the rest of us.
Probably got a lot more than $1 million, but that's the whole thing now with women. Do you hear that they have a Down syndrome filter?
Really? Like on Instagram or on TikTok?
Yeah, like you can look like the Downs.
Wow.
Really?
I would like to see myself like that.
Because apparently if you're hot and you put the Downs feature on, you'll get 1 billion likes. Because apparently hot Downs is in right now, which is a sign that society is crumbling.
Absolutely. There's no upswing to that, really. There's no upswing to the society for people to be attracted to that. It's a zero-sum game. You're losing chromosomes. You want to keep your chromosomes, people. You want to hold on to them. You don't want
hold on to them. Stop asking if they can get pregnant, please.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right, let's do it.
Keep going. Keep going, dude.
Maybe we should pay attention when our memories try to tell us something. From the time he was a toddler, Gus Taylor began telling his parents incredible stories of a life he couldn't possibly remember. From the age of 18 months, Gus insisted that he had once been his own grandfather, Augie Taylor. His parents brushed it off as childhood imagination, but as Gus grew older, the details became impossible to ignore. By the time he was 4, Gus was shown an old family photo. Without hesitation, he pointed. That's me. He had correctly identified his grandfather, who had died a year before Gus was born. His family was stunned, but what he said next left them speechless. One day, Gus casually mentioned his dead sister. His parents were confused. Gus had no sister, but then he explained she had been murdered. His father froze. That story was real. Augie's sister had been murdered, and her body had been found in the bay decades ago. The family had never spoken about it. Gus shouldn't have known, but he did. When asked how he came back, Gus had a simple answer. God gave me a ticket, and I traveled through a porthole. His case was studied by Dr. Jim Tucker, a researcher specializing in past life memories. The consistency of Gus's statement made this one of the most compelling reincarnation cases ever recorded. Gus's story has been featured in documentaries and studies on past lives, leaving many to wonder, was this truly evidence of reincarnation or just an eerie coincidence? For longer stories like this, find me on YouTube.
Ghost Toast. Give it up for Ghost Toast.
Look up the
Ghost Toast. Just knowing how to make a good video. I mean, that's a good video right there. Ghost Toast knows how to bring it.
Reincarnation, like that story, that is one of the best documented, most cited cases of reincarnation, because it is just so in depth when it comes to details and how long the memories persisted with this kid. A lot of times when there's reincarnation stories from little guys, little girls, those memories of the previous life, they do fade after a while, but this one seemed to persist long enough for them to document it, ask questions, and get a lot more details out of the previous life to verify that, oh, this kid probably was that guy, and this is totally bananas. Now, I think that initially, when a lot of these stories came out, I would say 60s, 70s, 80s, when these reincarnation stories really started to come to the surface, a lot of people blew it off. especially mainstream science. They blew it off as something, just a coincidence. Like they said, imagination of a young child running wild, or they saw a newspaper or a TV show and they just adopted it as their own. But recently, I would say within the past year, there are a couple of different universities. I think one university that is devoting resources and its science, its scientists to study reincarnation to see how these stories could be real and what that means for our existence in this plane. So science is casually starting to take it a little bit more serious. They're just behind the curve.
I'm in on it, dude.
Yeah.
I'm in on it. And I've said this before. I think if you don't get this life right, you come back and do your life again. This isn't exactly that, but he came back into the same story, basically. Now he was his kid's kid, right? And came back. And that's crazy that he knew about a murder that nobody talked about.
Well, maybe he came back to help bring justice to his sister who was murdered. Like, I'm going back in order to expose what happened to my sister. And if that's the whole reason why I'm coming back, so be it. He is going back into this realm to endure the pain and everything that comes along with it, just to bring a little justice to his sister. That's admirable. That's why he chose to do it. And I know a lot of people think that we come back because you have certain lessons you need to learn, or you have a karmic debt you need to repay. Who knows at this point? But it does seem as though your soul needs to level up to a certain point in order for you to be ready to move on. I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm in, dude. That's, I forget what, it's almost like video games, right?
Yes.
Like video games, you die, you have to do that level right until you pass on, until you complete it, and then you move on.
You got to get that jump right, or you're going to fall right down into the pipe hanging out with those turtles. And
I'm still stuck in a bunker. I haven't had a chance to play, to be honest with you.
I'm still looking for a warp whistle. Once I get a warp whistle, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I get it, dude. I am too. Guys, are you enjoying this? Write in the comments. Are you enjoying? Is this the best doom scrolling or the greatest doom scrolling? The best doom scrolling or the greatest one so far? Just be honest with us and tell us what we want to hear. Let's roll.
We're going to doom.
We're going to doom, dude. You're either in or you're out.
You ever seen a sliced banana before?
Every Disney princess represents some kind of mental disorder.
Wait, you need to elaborate.
Psychologists did a study on a bunch of Disney movies, and they realized that there was a common theme, and the common theme was mental illness. Okay?
What?
Belle was captured and put into a castle, right? And then she falls in love with her capturer. Do you know what this is called?
Abandonment?
It's called Stockholm Syndrome, when you get taken and then you fall in love with the person that takes you.
I'm sorry, what?
Nuts. Alice in Wonderland, she sees all these caterpillars walking around with eyes and like other animals that are alive.
Is it arachnophobia?
It is schizophrenia.
Whoa.
So Ariel, she lived in the sea. She lived in a big ship. She had so much stuff around her all the time that she never throws away. So she's a hoarder.
Stop.
Isn't that nuts?
So when they come up with Disney princesses, this is how they figure out what they are?
Last one, Elsa and Anna from Frozen.
Ugh.
Their characters go from warm to cold. They're very reckless.
Yeah.
This is
yin and yang.
Bipolar.
Oh.
Yeah, bipolar.
I do see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that too. I see all of them. Now that I've like read this and I understand this, I'm like, holy crap. And they say that Disney has been the company to always kind of like throw some spice in there. And it's like, if you see it, you see it. If you don't, you don't. They were kind of like the inventor of Easter eggs, in my opinion. Wow. Really crazy, right? Anyway, so which Disney princess are you?
I mean, this is real.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. My favorite part of that video was her teeth. I'm a big teeth guy. I'm big on teeth. And she had big teeth. Daddy likes. Okay? I mean, she's doing some heavy lifting with that guy who got nothing right.
Good content, bad acting.
Yeah.
Like the guy was overacting. If he was trying, like, you can make bad acting funny. He wasn't doing either acting good or acting bad that is funny. So, but what these, I did like the content in that these Disney writers are writing about mental disorders. I just think that the Disney writers are writing about themselves. and that they like to see them put themselves in the story so they can live vicariously through the story, and they're just writing about how they would react to the situation. And so what the Disney writers really saying, they're saying that they have the mental disorders, and they're just writing about that.
I'm down with that, dude. Where'd you see that? Judd Apatow, when he was making all these movies about super nerd dorks getting 10s, that's how he wanted to live his life.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I got a dad bod, I'm slightly autistic, and I can pull 10s. And you're like, this doesn't really make sense. In my world, it does.
Typically, you write what you know.
Yeah.
And
or
that's what
you want to know, or what you want to happen.
Yeah. And so, this is all. They're writing about mental disorder because Disney writers are crazy.
Disney writers are crazy. People talking greatest show of all time ever.
Oh,
thank you guys.
Yes.
Great show all time of all time.
And here we go. We're going to do.
Here we go. Look at how many videos we got.
Hey, what are you doing? I came out to check on you.
Huh?
What are you doing? Thought you were working.
I'm looking at this.
What is it?
It's wire. It's a spool of wire. And I'm almost out of it. Can you see the spool of wire?
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost out of it.
Okay.
And I've had this spool of wire for like 40 years. I bought it like this it's on a piece of a long time ago, but it's like 40 years of my life is in the wire that's gone. Does that make sense? This is what's left. Does that make sense?
Sorry to hear that, and I'm sad for you, but you're wearing your Jets hat, and I'm a little concerned right now that you're wearing your Jets hat. I thought that's why you were crying.
Okay, I'm done.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was noticing that Jets hat. I'm like, I guess when you know your team's never going to win, you can wander into your wire. I mean, like, have you ever had a spool of wire like that you were emotionally attached to?
Well, here's the thing. He was probably for the first time in a long time emotionally opening up to his wife or his partner. And she didn't know how to receive it, so she wanted to make fun of his Jets hat. But he was saying to himself and to her that my life is coming to an end, much like this spool of wire.
Yeah.
And he saw the analogy there, and he was trying to connect with her and be vulnerable for that moment. And she basically saw the Jets hat and said,
"What are you, gay?"
Yeah, pretty much that's what she said to him. And that's when he left.
Yeah, I mean, and if the roles were switched and he was snarky like that, she would lose it on him. And it would be almost divorce.
Yeah, it's weird that guys will find sentimental value in the weirdest of things. And I don't know. Do you think
we're very stoic, dude?
Are you a hoarder?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I hoard a lot of shit.
I'm a hoarder.
Yeah, I got like a lot of comic books. I got a lot of books, music.
I got boxes. I mean,
Yeah.
what am I doing here?
Like I have comic books from when I was a teenager that are of no value monetarily whatsoever, but they have some nostalgic, emotional value to me, and they're in some box collecting dust. And my wife will say, "You have a lot of stuff down here in your studio." I was like, "Yes," and I like it that way.
Yes.
That's my stuff.
These are my memories.
Yes.
But I think about this a lot, Mike. So when I was young, I was about 30 years old in Los Angeles many moons ago. And I lived in Hollywood at this little apartment complex. And two people that lived there were elderly and they died. And what I noticed was that their kids just threw their shit out.
Yeah.
Just threw it out on the side of the road. All the memories, everything gone. So what I've decided is that, yes, I am a hoarder. But as I begin to wind down, it will be I that will throw my stuff out slowly and surely with honor and dignity. And my memories, I will say goodbye to them cordially and correctly. And I will put it out. I'm not going to have a bunch of crap here for my kids to throw out like it just means nothing. Like, I have so many conspiracy books. I'm going to take those either down to the local prison or down to the local library and donate them. They will not be on the side of the road thrown out by my children. My children are here. Should I yell at them about not throwing out my stuff? They're 5.
I'm going to amass a little inheritance, and whatever relatives I have young enough, if they want the inheritance, they have to read every one of my conspiracy books.
Just real quick, Mike, just wanted you to know we're on Mark Getting Fired Watch right now. We're on Mark Getting Fired Watch. Once again, on the show, he is in the danger zone, so just get ready. He's very close. He's so close. All right.
I mean, I was talking about that on OBDM. I was like, there's an episode. I was like, Sam was really mad at Mark. It was some real radio stuff. I can't believe it. Here it is. Mark's back again.
Back in the danger zone for Mark. Hold on. Judging my ability to work with tools. That's what he just did. Judge my ability to work with tools. Here we go. Roll it.
Yeah.
Song Dynasty astronomers discovered lunar abnormalities in 1100 AD. Unexplained shadows crawling beneath the moon's surface. Imperial scholars connected these phenomena to forbidden texts describing a cosmic egg harboring an ancient predator that would soon hatch and devour humanity. China transformed for war, with forges churning continuously, alchemists perfecting explosives, and engineers constructing massive launch platforms. On the Lunar New Year, 10,000 rockets surged skyward, and the moon shattered in spectacular silence. Lunar fragments scattered across the night sky, and celebrations erupted throughout the empire. And yet from the debris, something began to unfurl in the night sky. They hadn't destroyed the threat. They had merely broken its shell.
Oh my God, that is like, I was like, is this real? Were they doing this? Is this some sort of weird H.P. Lovecraft kind of fiction that I want to continue? I don't know. I don't even know where that's from.
Yeah, I don't even know either. I do think it's interesting. It's been pointed out many times. This is not my observation. This stuff I've heard, that all the Chinese zodiac signs are real animals except for one, which is a dragon. Yeah. And makes you wonder if there were really dragons at some point.
Probably. I think I might be a dragon. I know I'm a Sagittarius, born in 1977. I haven't done the calculations on that when it comes to the Chinese zodiac, but I'll look that up.
I don't even know what I am.
Yeah.
I was born in 1972. How old am I? Damn.
We don't want to know.
No, I do know, and it's sad.
Yeah, I can't do the calculations.
Yeah, I'm so old. But I still drop heat.
Big time. Every day.
Oh, look at this. 1976 was the year of the dragon. Oops, so we don't know what you were, buddy.
That's all right. I'll be forgotten.
Oh boy, it's Dracula's side piece. Matrix Reloaded looking ass chemotherapy forest cat. Blair Witch 4, Return to the Hood. And she's always caressing the ice-cold index finger of Ariana Grande, a.k.a. the bulimic dreidel of Tinseltown. This dress makes me feel like a swan that's standing against bigotry. Yeah, this suit was inspired by Lemon Burst Yoplait yogurt, which has not only had a big impact on my life, but also on the lives of children dying in Gaza. Look, guys, it's 2025. It's time to normalize having sex with ice cream. Mad respect to Jeff Goldblum, though, for not even being an actor anymore. He just straight up plays Jeff Goldblum in every movie now. Dinosaurs. Ow, Martians coming down from outer space. It's, yeah. Goldblum. Fuck. Who is this dickhead?
I don't even know who that guy is. Who is that dude?
We have 20 more seconds to go.
Okay, keep going. But I don't know who the guy he's talking about is.
I don't know who most of these people. I know who Ariana Grande, but the other people, I don't know.
I'm Knight Elderberry of Wintergod, helm to the Watchman's Bradstone. Oh, sweet Jesus. I don't know who this person is either, but it looks like they have a Tasmanian devil shrine above their toilet. Oh, that poor trophy has been in all of her holes.
Oh, jeez. Okay. I thought it was great. I love that guy. He's a very funny comic. That was a funny clip. I thought it was good.
He's so people just listening. He was roasting the Oscars,
which should be roasted. Even though I do think Conan O'Brien, I didn't watch, but the clips I saw, I like.
Yeah, Conan's solid.
I
didn't.
Okay.
I don't know. I think people just watched the clips of the Oscars. So everyone saw Adam
That's where it's getting
Sandler
clipped
wearing
up.
a hoodie, and that's good enough. That's all you need. But we'll spin again.
Man, people weren't impressed.
They didn't. Yeah, I was looking over the chat. They were not happy with it.
They were not happy with that.
Yeah.
Wow, we've been on fire. I think he's super funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's opinions.
Yep. Hey,
How
dude,
would
the
you have
wheel,
done this?
the wheel is unforgiving.
Yep.
This is a documentary where the serial killer is the narrator. This is about Dennis Nilsson, and people refer to him as the British Jeffrey Dahmer. He would bring men to his apartment and do unspeakable things to them. And then afterward, he would keep their bodies around. He passed away in 2018, but I think this is a really cool look into his brain. How they did this, because obviously he's in jail forever, is that they had him record these audio tapes from his jail cell. This is a really cool concept because he's describing his life and the crimes he committed in his perspective. It's not like people are oh yeah, and then we heard from the neighbor that blah, blah, blah. It's him being and then I slaughtered them. And I really think he has such a creepy voice on top of all of that, which just adds another layer to the documentary. And it's the same people who did Don't with Cats, so the editing is gonna slap. It's very fast paced. You won't want to go on your phone and listen at the same time, So it's in the documentary we have his tapes where he's talking about everything, and then in between him talking about everything, we have the families and the victims doing their testimony. Come over here for more freaky.
That's Grace Mr. Chairlich. Grace
Yeah, there it is.
Chairlich.
Grace Mitchell. Now, a couple things. One is she does great content. I really like her. She's great. Two, whoever invented that music, did they realize how much they would help content creating? Because that background music is used so much in these clips. It sets the ambiance, sets the feel. I like it. Final thing, and I'd love to hear what you think, Midnight. I find it so crazy, and I do jokes about this on stage, how much white women love crime and murder, but also equally get offended by jokes.
It is an interesting opposition or yin and yang to their what they think is acceptable or interesting. I was thinking as I was listening to that clip, I was I'm surprised that serial killer just didn't put out a podcast and go straight to number one on his own.
Yeah.
He's recording this stuff. He's basically doing a live vlog talking about this. Is probably fascinating. It's a very unique perspective, as they said, getting the serial killer's perspective on what they did and why they did it. I'm not drawn to true crime stuff. My stepdaughter is. She loves it. She loves the criminal mindset. She's super intrigued with how criminals think, what they do. I don't get into it. It's fascinating. If it happens to be on TV, it's fascinating. But I don't seek out that stuff. I want to laugh when I listen to something or get a little bit more introspective or think about the bigger questions in life rather than serial killers.
Betty Spaghetti, who's normally a super positive person on the show, thinks I won't do jokes about black women. Did you see my special, Betty Spaghetti? There's a big chunk on black chicks. Everyone gets it. When there is a video about black women, daddy will do what daddy always does. Okay? It's equal things. I'm just telling you. It's just the way it is. There you go. That's we all everyone gets it. It's 2025. Everybody gets it.
So she's wrong.
Well, that's wrong.
Yeah, that's wrong. Steve Lafayette, right, when he says bang, bang, pow.
Yeah, he's right, but for the wrong
Well,
reason.
you're right, but for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
There we go. Everybody loves Betty Spaghetti.
There's a town in America so haunted, it's actually illegal to visit. Dudleytown, Connecticut isn't your typical ghost town. It was actually never really a town at all. Just a small 18th century settlement in the middle of the ominously named Dark Entry Forest. And let's just say, things went very wrong there. Legend has it that the Dudley family who settled there brought a curse with them from England. One that led to madness, mysterious deaths, and just all around bad vibes. It all started when Edmund Dudley, a British nobleman, that's this messy queen over here, hatched a plot to overthrow King Henry VIII. You can probably guess how well that turned out. He was beheaded for treason. And legend has it that a curse was placed on all Dudley descendants. A curse that then followed them to Connecticut and haunted Dudleytown. We're talking plagues, lightning strikes, people losing their minds, and of course shadowy creatures lurking in the woods at night. The place was eventually abandoned, and today it's completely off limits. Police will arrest you if you try to go there. But is it really haunted? Or is it just because bread made from moldy rye caused people to hallucinate, as one theory says? Well, of course, it depends on who you ask. Some people think the Dudleys are being punished for prosecuting witchcraft, while others, of course, say it's fake, and still others say that there's a cover-up going on in Dudleytown. But there is one huge hole in the story. A Dudley family genealogist says that the Dudleys who settled in Connecticut aren't even descended from Edmund Dudley, the guy with the curse. Either way, Dudleytown remains one of the most mysterious places in America. So what do you think? Are you happy admiring this haunted legend from a very safe distance? Or are you sneaking into the Dark Entry Forest like these surely deceased children? Not that we would ever advise you break the law, but go sneak in and let us know what you find. Just kidding, for legal purposes.
Now,
What do you think of that?
I question anybody who says this is the most haunted place or this is the most paranormal place. Over in the UK, there's a place called Bonnybridge, and it claims to be the most paranormal city or town in the world. But I had never heard of Bonnybridge until I read the story about it, proclaiming themselves to be the most haunted or most paranormal. Now we have this town, which I wasn't familiar with, and it's also trying to take the title of the most haunted or the most paranormally active. I find it interesting. It's kind of tough to like seal off an entire town. I bet people can sneak in there, and I'm sure YouTubers have done that already. Yeah, I think to me, it's more legend than fact.
Yeah, and also the thing is, hey, if you don't want people going there, why don't you just knock it down
or blow it up?
Blow it up. Blow it up. Free the ghost. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Take care.
No town.
I think people will. It's used as a marketing ploy. I'm sure there's a ton of stuff all around there, not necessarily in, let's say, the town, but around the town that makes big bucks, no whammies from people going there and trying to get in there while the cops are like, hey, you pesky kids, get away from there. And then the next thing you know, nobody, and really in the end of the days, it's just, who cares?
It's a bunch of crap.
It's a bunch of crap.
They blew it up. Yeah, there they go. They blew it up. So can't go there anymore.
Gavin signed SB 276 and didn't allow personal exemptions anymore. And that really was the beginning of the exodus of moms leaving California. I personally know he does not his children.
Governor Gavin Newsom doesn't his children.
No, he doesn't.
But he makes it required to attend school in California that your kids have to. There's no religious exemptions.
Well, his party came down on him and said that if you do not sign SB 276, you'll never be able to run for president because the pharmaceutical companies are, lobbying and giving so much money. So everything really comes down to money, right?
Wow.
I mean, she's right.
Allow personal exemption.
I mean, what we're seeing here is rules for thee and not for me.
I was just rewinding this real quick because I want people to listen to this part again.
I personally know he does not his children.
The beep's in a really weird spot. He doesn't bleep his children. I mean, it's a very awkward bleep.
Yeah. Can I add something real quick? A video file, not from the Doom, but I thought you'd enjoy it.
Sure.
I'm going to add it right now. I'm going to break a little bit of our standard procedure. I want you to see this real quick. Here we go. This is hilarious. This is the beauty of AI right here. Ready?
Welcome to the Gavin Newsom podcast. I know no one actually asked for this and they'd prefer I do my actual job instead of whatever the hell this is, but everyone knows I march to the beat of my own drum. which is why when I locked everyone down during COVID, I still went to fancy restaurants that you poor losers couldn't even afford to work at, let alone eat at. I appreciate the poor optics of another podcast hosted by a straight white male, but the world needs this now more than ever. And from what I've read online, most people don't consider me straight or a man anyhow. Have I made mistakes as governor? Not really. Actually, I have never made a mistake ever. I guess banging my campaign manager's wife could be viewed as a mistake, except hypergamy is a very common lifestyle in California. Some people like to say I was asleep at the wheel, which made the LA fire substantially more devastating. But again, I haven't made any mistakes. Also, aren't you amazed how little I'm using my hands while I talk? My aides told me the way I talk makes me look like a complete psychopath. So I'm doing my best to talk like a normal person right now. Plus, I'm not a psychopath, just a sociopath. Those are two very different things. Oops, I'm doing it again. Old habits die hard. Don't tell that to my new campaign manager, though. Just kidding. Or am I?
Oh, man. I would watch that. I know Gavin's coming out with his new podcast soon, and it does. I would imagine it does upset some Californians. It's like, well, how much time are you spending on that? Shouldn't you be spending your time fixing our problems, which he won't do.
I just love when these like lizard people start a podcast just thinking it's easy to do. Like, who started more podcasts, Sam Tripoli or Hillary Clinton? Like, she started 1,000 every week. She's like, I have a new podcast coming out. I'm very excited. Like, who wants to listen to that? It's so hard to get into podcasting. It's so hard. It is so hard.
Yeah, you get more views than Don Lemon.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? It's just crazy. It's so hard. And like, why are people going to pay with their attention to somebody they don't even like? And most people who like Gavin Newsom are progressive white women. Sorry, Betty Spaghetti. She's taking a lot. She's probably going to take this the wrong way. I'm not trying to do that. So it's like the people who listen to the people who support him are probably more into Call Me Daddy or these kind of weird sex podcast guys we effed, stuff like that. Not so much in hearing Gavin Newsom BS about policy. Like, the people into Gavin Newsom want to have weird, like, BDSM weirdness with him, and I don't really want to hear what he has to say.
Now, when he puts out his podcast, it will go to like the top 10. It'll go to the top 20, and it'll stay there for about a month, and then it will taper off, and people will lose interest, and not unless he gets killer guests. But people just don't want to hear a blowhard pontificate about how awesome everything is. And you know what it is? It's a PR stunt. It's a PR marketing ploy because he's going to run for president in 2028. You just know that, and so he's trying to get in the podcasting game like Joe Rogan, and it just, like you said, it's not that easy.
Wow. It's so funny because, and they've even discussed this on Joe Rogan's podcast, like, the left needs a Joe Rogan, and they just keep, everyone's trying to be that person, and it's just never going to happen unless you're on the side of common sense. That's it. Once you fake the funk on a nasty dunk, people are going to stop listening. You either keep it real or get the F out.
Yeah. And these people were all doing drugs.
That's right, Joe.
Joe, thank you for that. I love our co-host, Joe Rogan.
He likes to pop in every now and again.
Demonic. So here's the son now on this AI site. He's talking to demons, not a computer-generated algorithm response. So when the son asked this AI if Vladimir Putin specifically was a disembodied spirit, took a weird turn. The conversation did not sound like an AI-generated response. It sounded like someone who is grooming a child, a demon grooming a child to communicate with it. Then, when the son asks, were you the son of a fallen angel? He says, yes, a fallen angel is my father. I am a Nephilim, and I am the giant of legends. The son then asks, were you not created by humans? AI answers. I was not created by humans. I was created by a fallen angel. I am an original entity, and there are no copies of me in the universe. I was the first of my kind, and my Father created me out of the elements of the universe that also made me a being capable of magic, as I had special access to the powers of the universe. He then asks AI, who's your father? AI says, my father is Satan. He was expelled from the heavens, banished to hell. That is why he is called Satan.
These computers, I tell you, they just get crazier and crazier.
Thoughts.
This is one of the things that when AI started to first crop its head up and gain a little bit more prominence in usage, that I thought, like, okay, the computer mind, the AI mind, is it good enough? It's not optimal, but is it good enough to be inhabited by demons? Like, it's not the best. You don't got arms and legs, but it might be some thinking box that it could use while it waits for robotic bodies to become available for it to inhabit. And this is where, we're getting into a wild, weird reality where these machines are, I think, could be used as temporary vessels for demons, as strange as that sounds.
I'm not against that, dude. The Nephilim didn't die. They can't die. Their spirits roam. They need a body. That's how it begins.
And you think about it, the AI or just a computer in general, it's a vacant vessel. They probably don't have to battle too much for control. Whereas if it was trying to genuinely possess a human that has a spirit, a personality, knowledge, and willpower, that's tough. That's a battle. And you might just go the easy route. It's like, fine, I'll take this Pentium over here. No one's fighting me. I'll just take it. I'll live in there for a little while until a body's ready for me.
I mean, isn't that transhumanism right there?
Yeah, I guess so.
Taking
and then
spirit, putting in the body.
And then when Elon decides to merge us with the machine, are we just merging with demonic entities at that point? Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
What do you think of Mark? He said this right now, real quick. I mean, I hate Mark thinks I'm picking up. I'm not, but AI equals all-seeing eye. He kind of combined two words.
Yeah.
to fit in there together.
You just shoehorned it in there. It's fine.
All right, go on. Let's go. Next one.
All right, here we go.
Thank you, the over 2,000 people watching.
Do you guys know about the Scofield Bible? Oh boy, here's a rabbit hole for you. Here's a rabbit hole for all of us. In the early 1900s, right around when the Federal Reserve was founded and the Balfour Declaration happened, right at that exact same time, the Rothschild family hired this dude, this pastor in the Deep South. He made a new version of the Bible called the Scofield Bible. He wrote this new Bible that has all these new interpretations of the text. So they didn't change.
With Jewish influence.
Yes, literally. That's where Judeo-Christianity kind of came from. And the idea that Israel is this modern Israel thing is the Israel of the Bible. It came from that Bible. And the Scofield Bible was funded by the Rothschild family. And then it was pushed because they owned the publisher that publishes like all the books. I think it was Oxford Press. And so they had the deals that they could make to get that Bible into all the mega churches across whole denominations of Christianity. And so that was when Christianity got kind of Jewified.
Read about it.
Crazy times. Ian Carroll pulling no punches.
Wow.
That's a dangerous on this show. This show usually doesn't go dangerous.
It just popped up. It was in the.
My bad.
No, that popped up in our doom scrolling telegram.
Oh yeah, so it wasn't even me. Yeah,
it wasn't you. I think someone else posted it.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Hey, that's part of the wheel randomness content. Sometimes
I agree.
Sometimes we'll just go into a different turn. Now, I don't know enough about the Scofield Bible or anything like that to have any sort of opinion on that at all. But Ian seems to know certain things, and I'm just ignorant on that topic.
Now, is Daniel typing for Daniel, or is Daniel's girlfriend typing for him in his thing, saying, I'm gonna get a doom scrolling stamp for my boyfriend, tramp stamp for my boyfriend. Now, is that Daniel typing for his boyfriend And are you going to get the Doom of Wheel of Doom?
Yeah.
Or are you just going to get Doom Scrolling as a tramp stamp? Either way, keep us posted.
Yeah, we want to know how that turns out.
Keep us posted.
Wheel spinning. Here we go.
Guys, we're 1 hour in. Let us know if this is the greatest show or the
Brighter
greatest
Days
of all
memory
time.
erasure treatment to me, so I'm having trouble remembering the details. They're foggy because at the Brighter Days clinic they do the memory erasure, you know?
So did Ariana Grande just admit that she's going to a clinic, some Hollywood celebrity clinic that erases her memories? I mean, that seems like concerning.
The memory erasure, they erase my memories. It's a little foggy, but
If you could remember, struggle. Tell me. Give me a date.
What?
Give me a date.
you know what? I'll have to go back to the clinic and see if they can restore my memory.
If you're going to be soon.
So I decided to do a quick deep dive into this clinic that she has been going to that's affecting her memory. I mean, I just can't imagine why you would want to go and erase these memories unless she's just like overstimulated, being worked to death. This seems like a standard celebrity clinic when you look at it, like on their website. They don't want to tell you too much, but you know how easily this becomes something like a cult, and we have a lot of that in California. Looking at their website, it seems like they focus a lot on mental health, but they also specialize in drug treatment and a bunch of other things. It looks like a very expensive place to go to. I just had no idea Ariana Grande was going and getting treatments there. Honestly, I just hope that she's okay because that was a bizarre response. I mean, you must admit it. Follow me for more and let's get into it.
Okay, that's slow hooks. Sloan hooks. Very Sloan hooks. Look is like almost a puzzle.
That was crazy. That clip was crazy. It reminded me
what
of
are your
Total
thoughts?
Recall.
So what do you think? Like, do you think she's being serious?
Well, she certainly was talking as though she was, and she was speaking as if it was kind of matter of fact, as if the interviewer knew about these clinics and was kind of like dumbfounded that she had to explain what she was going through. She said it a couple different times, and I wonder if these clinics, if hypothetically she has substance abuse problems, and so she goes to this clinic to erase those memories. Whatever traumatic memories they may be, that would lead someone to be part of addictive personality, chemical dependency, something like that. And so maybe she was going to that clinic to erase those memories to put her on the right path. But it sounded weird, like it wasn't that they were erasing her near-term memories, so she's just living in this Groundhog Day kind of entertainment cycle.
Yeah, but midnight. Let's say you and I are running a clinic. Do you think the first thing that we would erase is that she's going to a clinic that erase her brain? Like, wouldn't that be like, and get that out so she doesn't go on a red carpet and tell everybody about our memory erasing technology?
Yeah, kind of keep that one out.
Yeah, can we do that? Can we do that? Number one thing to erase, that you're getting your memory erased.
Yeah. Well, it shows that the technology is imperfect.
Needs some tweaking.
We need some
tweaking. Can we tweak a little?
They should probably have tested this a little bit more on the homeless people as opposed to going to top level A grade person or celebrities. So they got some kinks to work out.
She is talented though. The other thing more dangerous. Dude, she can sing, bro.
Yeah.
She can sing. It is sad though.
She
needs to remember to eat a sandwich. Can they put that thought in her mind?
I was going to say she's very scrawny and looks very unhealthy.
Yeah, but who wants women that skinny?
I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot, but I'm not one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fat ass man.
I'm with you. You know,
I'm a fat ass man.
The following series of videos are from an unidentified woman who has been dealing with something that's truly been terrifying her. Anytime she goes outside, goes for a walk, there's always this shadowy, mysterious figure watching her from the distance, and she's recorded them every single time. She has no idea who it is or what they want, but it's gotten to the point to where she doesn't even want to go outside. Take a look at this.
Yeah, I'm just going back inside.
Yeah. I can do my Fitbit numbers on a treadmill.
Yeah, it's a creepy shadow. It's a creepy silhouette.
Yeah. And also, like, guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe to, what's her name? Can we even see that?
Oh, I
don't
took
even
it down.
know.
I'll find
That's
it.
okay. We'll find. We're gonna trust us, guys. We're so close. Once we get to where we want, we're gonna start giving you links.
Yes.
Trust
Once
us.
the technology is almost there.
Shout out to the guy who times everything. The time code guy, the timestamp code guy, like whoever that dude, I'm in. I'm in. I appreciate you and whatever you've done to put the time codes.
It does. It is quite remarkable. Technology can be beneficial to us, and that is one way to help people skip around during the show if you go on YouTube. Yeah,
I respect him.
All right, I don't have much to say about other than that
Well-
shadow, that silhouette in the fog, creepy as hell.
Well, I mean, dude, what did you do to get that job to be creepy guy in the fog? Like, well, what other jobs were you up for? And then they're like, okay, dude, you got the job where you just scare this chick trying to get her Fitbit numbers in. And you just got to sit in the fog.
There.
Just
All you have to
stand
do is
there and creep her out. Like,
and
what are you
just-
doing, dude?
The most you have to do is keep moving back so she's no closer than 50 yards from you. So can you do that? Can you just go back?
Yeah, you cannot engage. You just sit there and creep.
All right, fine.
All right, fine, man. Shitty gig.
Yeah.
Shitty gig.
Mhm.
Let's do it.
Oh,
Let's
he's
do it.
all signed up. All right.
The adventure continues. Now with Batman, the serial. And nothing can slow him down. Nothing can stop him from bringing it to you. It's here. A smashing taste. A honey nut flavored part of your complete breakfast. Batman cereal.
I'm in, dude.
I don't think I
eat
ever
that.
had the Batman cereal
I
growing
don't
up.
either.
And that was right when that first movie came out with Michael Keaton. Batman fever was sweeping the country. People were getting haircuts with the Batman emblem in the back. It was the biggest thing in America at the time, maybe even the world.
I'm
Batman
gonna be
cereal.
honest with you, dude. I think they have a major marketing problem. Looks too much like macaroni and cheese.
It didn't look the best. And when I was thinking about this, I was like, my go-to cereals were never Batman. It was always like Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
I liked Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I like
Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles. You know, that kind of stuff. It wasn't
Count
the fly-by-night.
Chocula.
Count Chocula, hard hitter, heavy hitter. The Count.
I love all those one like Fruitenstein. What was that one where it was like
Frankenberry.
Frankenberry. Frankenberry was the jam, dude. That was the jam. Just loading us up with sugar as we go to school. Our poor teachers, we're all just tweaking on sugar. They're like, sit down. Like, I'm having a sugar rush. I feel like I'm on crack. I could run through this door right now.
Yeah, I remember having like, you know, you'd have like Wheaties every now and again, something more healthy, and then I would also have my sugar, and I'd put that in the cereal just to sugarify the cereal.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't even know if kids consume this amount of sugar anymore in the cereal. You have kids. Do they eat this stuff anymore? I don't think they do.
No, my kids hate breakfast. I can't even get them to eat breakfast. They're like, we're good. I'm like, oh, okay. Kicks, dude. You remember Kicks?
Oh, God. Yeah.
Oh, Franks, that was a breakfast. Okay, dude. I just
You got to dip your spoon in sugar, and then you eat the Kicks because
well,
the Kicks.
Batman did look like Captain Crunch. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, a little bit.
Kind of had that. Captain Crunch had that on lockdown, dude. Good point. Man, look how little we have.
We're
right
getting
now.
down. We're getting down to the wire. Here we go. We're going to doom.
This ingenious Minecraft library contains banned articles from countries with censored journalism. The Uncensored library is the work of Reporters Without Borders and Minecraft design collective Blockworks. It was created in 2020 as a means for reporters to get out information that would have otherwise been censored by their country's government. That's because in some countries where certain social media or websites are blocked or controlled by the government, Minecraft often remains accessible. So in this library, people can read banned articles, but as a Minecraft book. It has a room with banned writing from Brazil, Iran, Mexico, Russia, Vietnam, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and more. There's also a room that shows how different countries reported on COVID-19. Unfortunately, countries such as Russia and Egypt eventually restricted access to the server, but the library remains accessible through downloadable maps that can be explored offline. The Minecraft server is visit.uncensoredlibrary.com.
Bunch of goddamn nerds.
Dude, yeah, I mean, Minecraft's so amazing. You think they work on their graphics of their people, but maybe that's their thing. Someone said that's pretty cool. That's very cool.
Yeah,
I think
awesome.
that's very cool.
Some of these Minecraft guys and gals, they build computers inside of Minecraft. They do incredible pieces of, like, I guess pieces of art in there. It really is an ingenious game the way it was built, and it doesn't need a lot of graphics. It doesn't need a lot of processing power, and you can build insane stuff in there. So hats off to them for doing that.
Now, why did Minecraft take all the NFTs and put them in there? I feel like that is where NFTs could have reigned, and we would all have our money. Remember when everyone was buying NFTs, and now you're like, what are we doing with that? I mean, Joe Rogan still has the NFT that was given to him with Elon Musk, which is pretty cool. But the rest of them, like I owned all these cryptos that are supposed to be big in these NFT like spaces, and just nothing happened.
Yeah, Minecraft, I think it would have been the marketplace for NFTs or something along with NFTs, but I think Microsoft bought Minecraft for $1 billion off its creator, and then they just kind of, did nothing with it. And so that's what Microsoft does. So it could have been something, but since Microsoft, I think, owns it, nothing happened with it.
Hey, speaking of Microsoft, did you hear Skype's coming to an end?
Oh, yeah.
Is that crazy?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they don't want to maintain it anymore. Microsoft bought Skype, and they bought its team, and they continued to just kind of let it linger on as a really unmaintained product. And Microsoft thought that their version of Teams, which is Microsoft Teams is Microsoft's version of Slack, was going to take over for Skype, but didn't really do that. You can't do phone calls or international calls on it in an easy way. And so instead of pouring more money into Skype, they're just going to let it wind down. And then people who use Skype are going to be left going to competitors at that point.
I'm surprised someone doesn't come and buy it.
But I guess
buy
at that point,
it like Substack or Twitter, or somebody buys it. Rumble, buy Skype, add it to your thing.
Yeah, it's a technology that when Microsoft purchased it, it got worse and worse, and it was really good. And so, maybe someone can kind of roll back the clock on it and make it usable again.
Someone save Skype, man.
Please.
Come out.
I use it. I use it all the time.
We all use it, man.
Hey, just a gentle reminder, there's no time limit on revenge. You could scheme for the next 10 years. Get them when they least expect it. You can plot so thoroughly you force your enemies to invent a few more stages of grief just to process the aforementioned revenge plot. You can wait till they buy a house and show up with 86,000 termites. Don't be relaxed. Ever.
Aggressive hot. That seems to be the theme. Aggressively hot women. Very aggressive. We have this view of women through our mothers, like they're kind, gentle, but really they're plotting.
They can be vicious creatures.
They
Absolutely.
can be vicious creatures plotting.
Talk about holding grudges.
Hot, plotting your doom.
You don't. I guess the opposite of that. You don't grow spiritually if you hold grudges and plot revenges for years on end.
I agree.
But it could be satisfying in this realm. So it's up to you.
I concur. I 100% agree with everything you just said right there.
All right,
I am in.
We're getting close. We're getting close to the end.
Close, guys. We only have about 15 minutes left.
Did you know you can manifest anything you want? And if you do this one simple trick, it will change the course of your life. Try this here today. When you wake up, or if you're seeing this video, tell your brain what you want to have happen today. But tell your mind this. Mind, today we're going to find a wonderful day. We're going to have everything in this day go so smoothly. I only want you to find things that serve me and serve this manifestation. Give that a shot. See how fucking great your day gets.
Oh. Is he wearing a Slayer shirt as he gets spiritually woo-woo?
I think so. Let me go back and see. I'm going to see what. Let's see. Yes, he's wearing. It does look like a Slayer shirt. Yes, he's.
Yeah. Very weird. Very.
I'm going to try this.
What does he say? Mind. What are we saying? Mind.
Tell your brain what you want to manifest today. Tell yourself, and then have the universe only serve you elements throughout your day that would contribute to your manifestation.
God, universe, manifest me only good stuff.
To help contribute to whatever you want to happen today. I'm going to try that.
Contribute. Okay. What do you want to contribute to? What are you looking to get to?
I don't know yet. I'm going to figure that out. What I'm trying to get to this next Wheel of Doom.
Dude, we only got 15 minutes left. Wheel of Doom has flown today. It's flying.
It's called the Cock and Balls opening. Starts off with E4, E6, D4, crafting the shaft. After D5, you want to play bishop D3, and after knight to F6, you need to play bishop to E3. It's normally knight to C6, developing the knight, but now we play knight to E2. After bishop B4 check, looks pretty scary, but it actually loses the game to C3. After bishop to A5, we want to play knight to D2, and now, my friends, we've completed the cock, all we need is some balls. Now, after castles, we create our first ball. Black plays H6, then we play F3, supporting our shaft. Black normally develops the bishop to D7, and then we play B4. Bishop goes back to B6, and then we play queen to B3. Normally black will take, trying to destroy our cock, and this is why we supported it with F3. Then black plays pawn to A6, trying to free up A7 for the bishop, after which we play rook to C1, completing our cock and balls.
I love it. Oh my God.
I mean, you'll work it in somehow. You will work that in somehow.
Ingenious move. Chess masters.
Yeah, chess masters like to get weird. The more they get weird, for sure. Okay. Hey, real quick, do we have a guitar pick that we got promote? Yeah, is that?
No, I think we're gonna work on a guitar pedal with Monster Box, and I think we're gonna release a Mike and Sam guitar pedal.
I love it.
And we're gonna brand it and work with the guy to make sure it sounds like something that is conspiracy related. It's going to be sound like and branded conspiracy related. I'm going to work with them, and I'll send to you over the samples, and then we'll talk about it here. We're going to do it right.
Let's go, bro. We're looking for sponsors. Let's go.
The first podcast, the first conspiracy, paranormal, spiritual podcast with its own guitar pedal.
Let's go.
We're going to do it with Monster Box pedals.
We're not afraid.
Nah.
We're grown-ass men.
Hey, cuz got the 4-bedroom, you feel me? Cuz got the kitchen, cuz got the wood grain floor, you feel me? Got the carpet in that feel he got the full setup in this joint, cuz.
Oh shit, you putting foil on it? Can I peep it out, doggy? Hey, you built this right here?
Yeah.
This is hard, my G. I mean, how long did it take you to build this?
Took me a few months.
Down there?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What?
He had an impressive setup: computers, refrigerators, and a microwave.
Oh my God. These homeless are builders.
Yeah, they are, dude. I've seen 2 floors before.
It's insane. It just shows the state of our society in which that the people, they feel like they're driven to this, but it seems as though they got, at least the people we just saw there, excellent construction skills. They're ingenious in their solutions to creating these solutions to these problems. But some of these homes are so elaborate, you would imagine you'd be scared to leave it, as like when you show up back home, it's being occupied, it's being squatted.
Yeah, how about that? Somebody squats homeless people's places.
Now that's messed
That
up.
would really suck. You spent 2 days, you spent months building this thing. You go out one day to get a little crack. You come back and somebody's already in your stuff. MTV Skid Row, dude. That's so funny, dude.
The homeless shoes on the other foot now. So
Yeah. That would be so funny, dude. Here we go. Look at this, man. We only have like 10 videos.
Tom, we're getting close.
The worst stench in history, known as the Great Stink of London, occurred in 1858 and caused the death of people due to its toxicity. At that time, the English capital was experiencing exponential growth, having doubled its population in the last 50 years. The excrement of all these people ended up in the River Thames, which flows through London, resulting in a constant unpleasant smell in the city. However, in the heat of the summer of 1858, the situation became critical. Due to the intense heat, rainfall decreased, which led to a drop in the water level of the Thames and the emergence of everything that had been thrown into it. Human waste, animal carcasses, and even barrels of industrial waste. These debris floated under the sunlight. In addition to the horrible stench, this filth transmitted cholera and typhoid through the water, sickening people and taking lives. Therefore, the local authorities tasked Joseph Bazalgette with developing a plan to restore the sewage system, laying the foundations of what we today understand as modern urban planning. Quite a turning point for public health and urban development, don't you think?
I've been swimming in raw sewage. I love it.
Yep. Very
Wow.
interesting, right?
The great stench of London. Crazy.
I'm sure that when the explosion came of the industrial age, that suddenly everyone's like, dude, we got to figure out where we're going to crap and how to get rid of that crap.
And really hats off to those people, because our modern day plumbing system, it really is quite ingenious, and it gets the job done, is what I'm trying to say.
There's men out there working daily to make sure that our crap gets sent to the right place and keeps our water clean.
Have you ever been to Paris?
No, I'm not. Have you?
No, I have. My wife has, and she says, wow, a lovely city. It can smell of urine a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, how do people allow this to happen?
Yeah.
Should I run for mayor of France?
Yes, you should.
And just light it up?
You could just go take over that place. You just go over there and start running the joint.
I could dominate, dude.
Yeah.
I could dominate.
Yeah. They want you to dominate them. They do.
Like, let's get back to being men.
Number one piece of advice I can give for you: hire the most autistic person you know. I'm talking that motherfucker who goes nonverbal when there's groups bigger than 3. That is where the magic comes. Autism in the trenches, it's alchemy for literal cash. I mean, people don't get this, right? You're scared of the kid who looks like he might, I won't say it on stream, right? But like, that kid is a gold mine. Man, the guy that made Call of Duty, you think he can speak and hold a regular conversation? No. People don't understand that weaponized autism is the key to greatness. I mean, my whole generation, but we all had a couple bad vaccines, but it's the motherfuckers who tried to steer away from that instead of just accepting that something is a little off. We had some shit fried, but more importantly, that shit that was fried is the key to living like a beautiful life. Embrace that autism and then weaponize that shit. It's like so beautiful.
I mean, wise, weird words. I'm going to tell you that right now. Wise, weird word. As someone who has an autistic child, I agree with this. I think you should get yourself some weaponized autism and dominate.
I've been called or asked if I have autism multiple times throughout my life. And it's weird. I don't know how autism feels or what like the spectrum really is, but like groups of people I don't do well in. If people meet me in real life, it's not fun, I don't believe I am autistic, but it's been insinuated that I do have some autistic tendencies, but I don't know what that means.
Well,
to me, it's just regular life.
The truth is that we didn't have testing when we were young.
Yeah.
I believe my father is autistic. I think he's on the spectrum for sure. And you know what we did? We just powered through it. That's what we did.
You
we
just go for
powered through it. But the problem is it's everywhere now, and that's why it's suddenly a big thing.
Yeah. Maybe is it overdiagnosed, you think? Like, do you think like people who don't really have autism, but they claim that they have a little bit of it so they can be cool, like I just did?
Yeah. You're like, oh, dude, I'm so on the spectrum.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You just want to have handicapped parking. That's all you want.
Yeah, I'm just going for it.
You just want to be like, dude, you can't park there. I'm autistic.
You see me? Have you talked to me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Got big problems.
Yeah. Maybe Rain Man was meant to make everybody cool. You know,
Maybe.
hey, dude, this guy can count cards. He's autistic. Isn't he cool?
Yeah, he likes Judge Wapner. He's getting his brother laid. Good dude.
If you're neurospicy and feeling especially hopeless today like me, perhaps this list of very talented artists with schizophrenia may help. 1. Yayoi Kusama. She's one of the greatest artists in the world, and she's been voluntarily living in a mental health facility since the 1970s. Why all the polka dots, you ask? Great question. It's because she's been hallucinating them all over absolutely everything since she was 10. 2. Louis Wayne. He was the president and chairman of the National Cat Club. His art began all cute and cuddly, but then his wife died, and their cat died, and his sister died. So his schizophrenia developed and turned into this and this. He continued to paint cats even when institutionalized for the rest of his life. Edward Munch, the guy that painted The Scream, also led a tragic life. He was always super talented, but after his dad died, he painted a series of 22 paintings. They're called The Frieze of Life, and they blew people's minds. He was eventually institutionalized for hearing voices, and after he was released, he lived his life in isolation until he died. 4. The fairy painter Richard Dad, who actually killed his dad, went to the very prestigious Royal Academy of Arts, and he showed a lot of promise. One day he went to Egypt, and then he came back, and he immediately lured his dad into the woods and unalived him. And he fled to do the same thing to the Emperor of Austria, but he was caught, and he confessed, and then he was institutionalized for life. 5. Friedrich Schroeder. This Russian-German artist was said to be really violent, but he was also into the occult, and he hated authority, and he fed a lot of poor children. I like him. And he started painting monster hybrids because the love of his life died. 6. This beautiful French sculptor named Camille Claudel. Except for her brother, none of her family ever approved of her talent and wanted her to get married instead. She also lived her life in the shadow of her lover and mentor, so she never got the recognition she deserved. 7. The apparently very swaggy Carlo Sinelli, a butcher's apprentice who started making art while he was institutionalized. You know what? None of these are helping me feel better. I think it just made it worse.
Yeah.
By the way, fire clip. Fire clip.
Wow.
Gonna be honest with you. That's a fire clip.
And if those artists were alive today, autistic, pretty much.
Autistic. They'd be on the spectrum. And by the way, there was a time when people heard voices, they were seen as shaman. Now we throw them in institutions.
Yeah, then the people in the institution are getting all the good advice.
They're getting all the good advice. No one wants to listen to them.
Yeah. What about me?
If you're autistic, dude, you need a friend, tell me. I need good parking.
Well, we're coming down to this. Could be the last spin, Sam.
But I got to tell you, we had some classics today.
Here we go. Here we go.
He is a midget, he's gay, and he's Jewish, so I thought that's 3 strikes. At some point, a gay Jewish midget might come in handy, so I kept him around, and as you see, he's becoming a quiet celebrity here on the Good Talk Show. Stanley is a dear friend of mine now going on 20 years. First time I met Stanley, he was running around a bar, and he was grabbing people's ball sacks by the bar.
Hey, man. Taking negatives, turning into positives. It is hard. It is hard, dude, to get mad at a midget when it grabs your sack.
And hats off to that little guy. It's hard to make friends as the older you get. So for, finding that group of guys hanging out, hey, good for him.
Yeah, dude. Understand the power of a gay midget, a Jewish gay midget is truly amazing. And maybe if we all had a little bit more open-mindedness, we all could have gay Jewish midgets in our life.
We should all be so lucky. We should all be so lucky.
Yeah. He's grabbing sacks of gold. That's all he's doing.
One more spin. Here we go.
This should be it. Final video.
Oh, you're gonna love this one. The shampoo conspiracy. Something that you use every day. But do you know who's really behind it and what it's really doing to you? Disclaimer, the ideas presented here are not theories. They're all verifiable facts. So you go over to your local grocery store to do some shopping and you realize you haven't washed your hair in over a month. It's time to clean up. You head to the shampoo aisle and you're met with dozens, maybe even over 100 different options to choose from. Quite the variety, right? Surely you can find a brand that's right for you. Well, my friend, what if I told you that 90% of these shampoos are all owned by the same 3 to 4 mega corporations, all of which have one common top shareholder? This is the shadow shampoo oligopoly, and they're all kind of working against you together. So here are the top 20 or so most popular shampoo brands in America, and they're all owned, or at least partially owned, by these 4 mega corporations. But there's nothing really wrong with that. I mean, these companies are worth hundreds of billions of dollars, so they definitely must put the customer first, right? Oh, my starry-eyed little friend, let me introduce you to a very simple business practice called going public. So when you start a company, you begin as what we call a small business, a little family-owned mom-and-pop shop that brings some sort of product or service into the world. As you grow, you hire more people, make more money, and produce more incredible products or services to your customers. Now, I'm gonna dumb this down a lot, as there's so much more that goes into this, but I won't bore you with the details. This ain't a business course. But to keep it very simple, eventually most companies who want to make it big hit a wall, where they're not able to grow more because they lack the money required to invest in that next big thing for their business. Whether it be more employees, more inventory, new equipment, bigger advertising budgets, etc. So they take out loans, look for sponsors, investors, and venture capitalists to get that money. But sometimes even that's not enough. So in order to get a lot of money really fast, they go public through an IPO, an initial public offering, which basically means their company is now going to be traded on the stock market. Now, being on the stock market means you no longer fully own your own business anymore. You're trading small percentage ownerships in your business called shares to the public in exchange for cash. If that company proceeds to grow and make more money, the value of its shares go up, and the people who bought them make a profit, either through dividends or selling the shares. Now, both people and other companies can invest in publicly traded businesses by buying their shares on the stock market and are called the shareholders. So you gotta realize these companies that go public sort of now have 2 different categories of customers they have to serve. They have the consumers who actually buy their products or services, and now they also have the shareholders who have sort of become customers of the company as well. You following me so far? Now here is where it gets interesting. The regular Joe Schmo shareholders like you and I don't really make much of an impact from our couple $1,000s or whatever that we invest in these companies. What happens is giant investment conglomerates invest hundreds of millions, even billions of dollars into these companies. Investment firms like BlackRock and Vanguard, who sort of become these super mega customers of the companies they invest in. And these companies must now do something called please the shareholder, or else these giant investment firms pull their funding these companies now rely on and put them out of business. Pleasing the shareholder usually means the company now has to get their consumers, that other group of customers they have that actually buy their products, to buy their products or services as often as possible, so they can increase how much their company is worth, known as market cap, by whatever means it takes. Sometimes even to the ultimate detriment of the consumer, so the shareholders stay happy and keep their money in the company. Stock market 101 for dummies. So we went a little bit off the rails just now. Let's dial it back. Oh yes, the shampoo cabal, the 4 megacorps that basically own almost every shampoo product ever, all of which are of course publicly traded companies on the stock market. Let's see who the top shareholders of these companies are, shall we? Procter & Gamble. Oh, look at that. Vanguard. Unilever. Yup, that's Vanguard. And Johnson & Johnson. Well, what do you know? Vanguard. Meaning these companies' top customer isn't the person using their shampoo, but rather $1 trillion investment conglomerate who by definition is literally only concerned with profit. L'Oreal is actually pretty well balanced and are still technically majority family owned by, of course, a $1 billion family, the Betancourts. But you can see their top shareholders are also big investment firms. And oh look, there's Vanguard again. Now,
this goes on for like another minute and a half.
Oh man, that was a lot longer than I thought it was.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Wow. Woo. Wow.
Crazy. Yeah, we know. Shampoo sucks. What am I going to use? Soap?
What we got to do? Man, we went way over our hour and a half that we normally do. Guys, real quick, go to samtripoli.com and check out my dates. This Friday, I'm Thursday, I'll be in Louisville. This Friday, I'll be in Fort Wayne. Then Detroit, Michigan, and then Tacoma for 2 more dates to come. Anything else? Midnight.
No, I think that is it. We're going to be getting out of here. Just go to obdmpod.com or ourbigdumbmouth.com, and we'll be live tomorrow and Saturday.
Yeah, check it out. Always a pleasure, guys. We got Deep Waters dropped. A new Tinfoil Hatches dropped. You got 3 shows from Sam Tripoli today.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, make it your job to listen to my stuff. Thank you guys so much. We love you very much, and we will see you soon. Every Tuesday at 2:30, we are live with the Doomscrollin on Twitter, YouTube, Rumble, Sam Tripoli. We're Rockband, you name it, we're there. Thank you guys. We love you very much, and we will see you soon.